readers, it's Asha, and today I am filming the introduction to a new reading vlog series that's coming to my channel. I thought it'd be fun to do a mini series on this channel where I read some of my old favorites from elementary school, middle school, and high school. And I know I've started like a lot of mini vlog series and I just haven't like continued with them, but I promise they're coming. Like I promise I am going to be continuing with them. But whenever I get an idea, like a new idea, I just get really excited. So I just want to get it all out there. So that's what I did for this one. So I have chosen to reread a series that I really loved in high school. And I don't know why this particular series stuck out to me. I think it's because I have been mentioning it for the past year on and off within my booktube channel. And I really just want to reread it and relive the memories and the feelings that I had, and hopefully I feel the same way, because I will be really upset if I don't. But that is the point of this, is to see if our old favorites stand up to how we felt about them. So if you watch my TBR, you know I'm reading the Belle's trilogy. So it is Belle's, Winter White, and The Grass is Always Greener. And these are just three very short books about a girl who is shipped off to live with an uncle she didn't know existed because her mom has passed away and her grandmother is now not able to take care of her. And so she's thrown into this world of politics, of fame, of a lot of money, just like having cousins and aunts and paparazzi and all this stuff to deal with that she did not expect and did not anticipate. Like she couldn't be further from that than she was. So yes, I absolutely adore this series. I find it, like, when I think about it, it brings comfort to my heart and it brings joy to my life. And rereading it, I feel like I'm gonna have the same feelings, because I think it's just gonna be one of those like guilty pleasure young adult series that will always get me, because like I feel like she's only like 15, but I still feel like she's so relatable. But this is actually when I went into chapters one day with my friend in high school. This was $6 and I was like, yes. And then it was just one of the best books ever and I was so excited to read it. And it's just so cute. I really like the hardback. Like I know I don't normally like people, but I love the roses on the back and I love her on the front. I'm obsessed. And then I got the other two really cheap as well. So I like binge read the series and I could not be happier with the outcome. And I'm really hoping that I adore the series just as much as I did before, because I gave all of them 5 stars at the time, but I wasn't a very critical reader. So I guess we'll see what happens. But the reason I'm filming this right now, after I just got a shower and I'm in my Santa's Fest shirt, no, Santa's Fast. It says Santa's Fast delivery. It is because I wanted to read a little bit before bed and I didn't want to film an introduction before I started reading. I just didn't feel like doing that. But yeah, I'm flipping excited for this. I feel like this is going to be good. I have high hopes. So that is the point of this vlog. So I will be updating sporadically throughout this vlog, just kind of giving you opinions once I hit like milestones. I think I want to update about halfway through each book. I feel like that's safe to say, and then we can have a healthy little wrap up at the end. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to update when I start, halfway through, and then when I finish / start another book. I'm hoping to read these very, very quickly, because if you also saw my TBR for April, you know that things are a little bit unrealistic. So if I could get those off the TBR for April before April starts, that would be so cool. So that is the plan. And I am really nervous and really excited at the same time. So stay tuned to see if I really enjoy the series as much. And yeah. Bye. I am officially 50% of the way through Belle's by Jen Kalanita, and I'm loving this just as much as I loved it the first time. I am such a sucker for feel-good contemporary stories, and that's exactly what this is, and I love it. There were certain elements that I forgot that I was really excited about once I realized what was happening. I was like, oh yeah, like I remember that now. And the characters are really interesting. Like Izzy, she's 15. She's not typically somebody that I would relate to, but I do feel a slight connection to her, and that might just be because I read it as a teenager, but it also could be because she's a really good character and I really like her, and she's got some depth to her, and she's just like,
why are you spending $1,000 on a dress? That's stupid.
And I'm just like, yes, that is true. So I appreciate her honesty. I appreciate her as a person. I think she's great. The whole family she's moving in with, Mira, the cousin, is frustrating, but I also understand where she's coming from, because she is feeling like really overwhelmed with having this new person just living and being a part of her life, and she's feeling stressed out about it. It's like, I get that, but I don't feel like she's handling it in the best way possible, and that is slightly annoying to me, but I still feel like it's understandable when you're like 15 years old. Hayden, fantastic. Hayden is the older brother. He is just the kindest human being. I love him so much. The mom and dad, so aunt and uncle, are really fantastic. They're really nice. They're about what you would expect for like a super rich family in politics. They're like nice to the point where they can be. And then when anything happens to like people who aren't as like rich and high up as they are, they struggle a little bit. And so that's kind of what's happening now, but I still appreciate how they're both trying, and I think it's nice to see them try. It's nice to see them struggle a little bit to realize like, okay, maybe they should start doing something a little bit differently, or I don't know, it's nice. So that's good. And we also meet Mira's friends. So she has a few friends, Savannah, Leah, Lauren. Those are like the first three I think of. I think those are like the main three. Savannah is a bitch. She's so mean. And it's kind of funny, honestly, because it's just like, who is like that in real life? Like nobody I've ever met has been that like ruthless. Like they're on a swim team and they were just trying out, like this just happened. And one of the new girls was like, oh my gosh, hi Savannah, like I'm Millie and you're a really good swimmer. And she just looked at Millie and was like, yeah, and you're not. And I was just like, go off, sis. Like, why are you so upset? I just don't get it. I don't get it. But she's kind of funny to read about because she's just like the stereotypical mean girl for like every single book / movie. And we also meet Brayden. I really like Brayden. I think Brayden's a great character. I think he's funny. He's got some depth to him, and I can't wait to dive more into his character, especially because I don't really remember a lot about him. And overall, I really vibe with Jen Kalanita's writing. Like, she was pretty much my favorite author in high school. I read everything that she had written in terms of like young adult contemporaries, and I still stand by that. I think she's a really fantastic author. I really enjoy her work. I find it just really easy to get into and really easy to read, and so I'm having fun with that again. And I'm also just having fun reliving this story. It's just such a feel-good, wholesome story, and I love that. And that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I do plan to continue reading right now, and then I will update you guys hopefully later this evening and once I've finished this book, because I have really happy thoughts about it so far, and I hope that doesn't change because so far this reread is a success and I like it a lot. So I will continue reading this and I will be updating you guys periodically throughout the next few days. Okay. If you hear background noises, Noah is cooking in our walk, so it gets a little bit loud. So I just thought I would let you know I have finished Bells. This book really...
It did things to me.
So I guess I should say 5 out of 5 stars once again. Still holds a special place in my heart. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. I thought I was just going to read it and kind of be like, okay, well, I like this because I was 16, but no, I like this because it genuinely makes me feel good and it makes me feel happy. So let's talk about the good and the only good about Bells. This story, I don't know what it is for me. It's kind of just like a breath of fresh air story. It has just enough real world and hard hitting and impacting comments and situations for me to think about it as a well done and well-rounded story, but it's just really fun and really enjoyable to read, hence why it's making me so happy and so feel good and have such a good time. I do feel like there is depth to it. It's an interesting story. It deals with United States politics, because the uncle that Izzy is sent to be with is a senator, or is trying to become a senator. So it deals with US politics and what you present to the media versus what's going on in your real life. It deals with horrible campaign managers who are the worst people on the face of the earth. That's fine. And it also just deals with family and what it's like to become a family when you didn't know they were your family, and there's just a lot of nice things that happen, and it's just a good, feel good, happy-go-lucky story. I don't think I mentioned this in the last update, but it is told in a dual perspective. So this is told between Izzy, who is our main character, and Mira, who is Izzy's cousin and the one that she has moved in with and ruined her life or whatever. So it's told from both timelines, and I like both of the characters. I think I like Mira just a little bit less because I don't think she holds that special place in my heart, but Izzy does. Izzy holds all of the places in my heart, to be perfectly honest. I love her so much. She is strong, she's witty, she's determined, but she feels very real. She has a lot of anxieties, and her reaction to several different things that happen throughout the story, very real. very real and super just realistic to what it would be like to deal with grief. Grief is a heavy topic slash theme in this story, which is why it's so bizarre for me to say that it's so lighthearted, but I feel like it's done in such a realistic way. It just, I don't know, it just makes it's good. I don't make sense. It's fine. I really like that. I like the dual perspective. We get to know a little bit about Izzy and her life and a little bit about Mira and her life and behind the scenes. And we're not just getting one person's perspective, we're getting both of their perspectives. And I think that was a really interesting way to do this story. I don't think it would have worked as well had they just chosen one character to look at, because we would have only gotten one side of the story. And I feel like we need two in order to fully grasp what's going on. And I also like how it's not done in this way where Izzy is this new girl who changes Mira's entire way of thinking and changes her world beliefs and rocks her world, because that's cliche and that's exactly what you'd think would happen going into the story. And Mira isn't some, you know, really preppy girl who just treats Izzy like she's an airhead, you know, like it's done in a way where it's just like both of those girls equally have something to give one another and something to provide to the other person. And it was done so well. I had no complaints about that. I just thought it was really, I loved it so much. And lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about the romance, because I love the romance. If you're a super like romance heavy person, this book would actually probably not work for you, because the romance was just thrown in very lightly and it felt very natural. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it felt organic to the situation. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel rushed. It felt like it happened how it was supposed to happen. Whereas in a lot of contemporary where they're only working over 300 pages, you know, it's just a standalone, like this is a series, so it's a contemporary series. We don't see a lot of those. So I feel like if Kalanita had a different idea in mind, had she just wanted to make this a singular book, it maybe wouldn't have worked, but it's still, the romance was just thrown in very organically and it felt natural. And it just, I don't feel like it was just added to add it. I feel like it was added in order to show some character development. I really liked that as well. So overall, nothing but positive reviews for Bells. I think it has to be absolutely one of my favorite series of all time. That makes me sound like I'm 12, but it's okay. It's literally fine. So yes, it was making me feel real emotions. Like I was almost tearing up at the end. Like I don't cry with books. I am the most emotional bitch ever. I'll cry with everything else, but I will not cry with books. It's bizarre, but for some reason I was feeling all type of ways and I was like almost crying, and I was just like,
Who is she?
so yes, I don't know if I'm gonna start Winter White tonight. I might try. I think I might try to start Winter White. I don't fully remember what it's about, but I would like to start it because tomorrow is my first day back at work and that's going to be insane. And I work 8 hours, so the time for reading will not be existent. So yeah, I might try to get up maybe a little bit early. We'll see, to read it more if I haven't finished it, but I guess we'll just see what happens. But yes, so that is everything and I'll see you in the next update. Bye. So I have made it halfway through Winter White. I guess a little bit more than halfway now, actually. I feel like this entire video is just gonna be me gushing on how much I love this series still. There are obviously some parts that I just don't like a lot. You know, like Savannah, the mean girl. She's really frustrating. Like, nobody acts like that. But at the same time, I do feel like this is just a really fun and easy and enjoyable read for me. Essentially, Winter White is the theme of a cotillion. So that's what this entire book is really focusing on, is cotillion. And I don't understand the point of cotillion. I think as a society we've moved past having classes on how to use forks. I just feel like our time can be used in such a more productive way, but that's fine if that's what they want to do. That's totally chill. But yeah, this is essentially just focusing on cotillion and what Izzy and Mira have to do for like cotillion initiation, and we meet some new characters. It's overall just like a really feel-good, lighthearted story with still tackling the elements of grief and loss, and it's good. It's great. So I'm gonna continue reading. I am going to work tonight for the first time and I'm terrified and it's gonna be a time, but yeah, so I need to get this done before I go to work, hopefully, and if not then I can just quickly finish it up after, but that's the goal. So I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm overall just really enjoying this series. This is definitely a great series to start out this little mini vlog series. I've said that word so many times now because I'm really enjoying my time rereading this, and I feel like if it were any other series, you know, maybe that would change. So this is great. I'm having a lot of fun reading it and I cannot wait to continue. So I'm gonna keep going right now, see where this takes me. I can't remember many things from this book, but we're starting to get a few hints into a big thing that might happen, which I'm not gonna spoil because I hope people want to read this. So yeah, that's just what we're doing. So that's that. I will see you guys in my next update. Bye-bye. I have officially finished Winter White by Jen Kalanita, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars again. But I just want to preface this all by saying I don't think these books are actually 5 stars. I think the enjoyment I get with them plus the nostalgia I feel is what is making it like a 5-star book. Like, in no way do I think these are like 5-star reads. Like, for most people they'd probably be around 3 or 4 stars, probably like even like 2 to 4 stars, I would say. But the nostalgia I have with the fun that I'm having rereading them is making it 5 stars. All right, so just gonna talk a little bit about how I felt about Winter White. So we're still following Mira and Izzy, and the point is to follow them after some groundbreaking situation has been revealed. So it's kind of the aftermath of the plot twist of book 1 mixed with cotillion season, and that's pretty much what it is. And it is a wild time. I love Mira and Izzy still. As far as characters go, it's hard for me to relate to like 15-year-old characters. Like, it's not realistic. However, I really relate to both of them. I think they both feel like real people, like they could be real people. And in some cases, when you're reading like a young adult book, a young adult contemporary or anything like that, it doesn't really feel like they could be like a real person. But these people are very real, regardless of their status, because they are richy rich. But I don't know, considering how both of them are raised, like they are so different, but they come together and they share this bond over this revelation that happened in book 1. And it's really nice to see them grow to become closer. And it's just, I loved it. It was very wholesome. I will just like make note that the plot twist wasn't really a plot twist. It was more of like a new situation that just kind of came up. It's not like a plot twist because we weren't really going one way with the plot and then all of a sudden this big thing happened and changed it. It just kind of progressed into it. So if you're looking for like a plot twist, I really don't think this story has it. Like, it definitely has its ups and downs, its roller coaster rides, but it doesn't have like actual plot twist, if that makes sense. I feel like it doesn't, but that's okay. And I will just say, like, this series isn't meant to be groundbreaking and mind-blowing. Like, it's supposed to be a fun, lighthearted series that you can just kind of escape into. And I think that's what I'm really enjoying about it, because in the month of March, I read a lot more fantasy and a lot more like sci-fi than I'm used to. I didn't read as much contemporary as I would have liked, and the contemporary I did read wasn't my favorite. So being back in one of my favorite series, let alone one of my favorite contemporary series, I think my favorite contemporary series of all time, is making it even more enjoyable. I will say, last thing before I wrap this up, the ending is a little bit predictable because Winter White has like almost the same ending as Belle's. It's a little frustrating. Like, we had a certain person in Belle's be revealed as like a bad person, and then we have like the exact same type of situation happening again in book 2, and it's a little bit predictable. Just the format, it's formulaic. And so if that's not something you're interested in, just stick with the first book. It wraps up fine. It doesn't need like the series. But yeah, I will just say that it is a little bit predictable, and that's fine. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's like 2 a.m, so I'm not actually gonna like read anymore tonight, but I do have The Grass is Always Greener, and I'm gonna start it probably tomorrow. Actually, it has to be tomorrow because I want to finish it tomorrow. So I will start it. I will update 50% of the way through like I was doing last time, and yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm excited to conclude. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I enjoy this series just immensely, and I'm just having so much fun rereading it again. So that is all I have to say. I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. So I am 50% of the way through The Grass is Always Greener by Jen Kalanita, and I have issues with this one that I didn't have with the first 2. It's following the same, like almost the same exact pattern of the first 2, and I think by now it's just like, okay, we've already had this pattern of like Izzy dealing with the mean girls and Izzy dealing with family drama, Mira dealing with family drama. Like, we've had it all already. So it would have been nice if this book had done something different, if it had made it a little bit different and had switched up the plot a little bit. I think I would have liked that a lot better, because at the moment it's not my favorite. It's still probably probably gonna be like a 4-star, but I thought I was gonna give it a 5-star. So that's a little concerning for me. That made me feel sad. I was still really liking it. Like, it's still just a really lighthearted and fun and goofy read, and it's just super easy to get through. I think my problem with it is just that it's so similar to the first two, and I just wish the plot hadn't been recycled and switched up just slightly. Like, I wish it had some sort of like difference to it. So that's pretty much my only real complaint about it. I'm still having a good time reading it. I'll probably finish it today, but it's a little disappointing. So sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm gonna say right now. I'm going to probably continue with this, possibly go watch a movie. Not really sure what's going on at the moment, but you'll definitely hear from me tonight because this is something I could easily just like breeze through. So that's the plan. And goodbye. Hello. This is the final update for this reading vlog, so that's super exciting. I have just finished my reread of the Bells trilogy, and the final book was The Grass is Always Greener. I have some thoughts. I think I said in my previous clip that I wasn't loving this book as much as I loved the second and the first books. I just felt like it was very formulaic, and it just kind of followed the exact same plot except for cycled with different characters, and I don't know, it felt very repetitive to me. So I think for that reason, I have chosen to give this 4 out of 5 stars on my reread as opposed to the full 5 out of 5 stars that I gave the other two. The one thing I have to say about this whole series is that it was a lot more G-rated than I remembered. And I know that's completely like, that's valid. Jen Kalanita is a middle grade and YA writer, so I feel like her writing does kind of target more younger audiences. But at some points, I kind of just wanted something to happen. Like, I just wanted like maybe like one makeout scene like would have been fantastic, just to like show that they had feelings for each other. Like, every single relationship in the book felt so, aw, let's hug. Like, it was just like, I don't know. I would have preferred something a little bit more like juicy. I don't know. I would have preferred a little bit more depth to the relationships because I feel like the romantic relationships were just kind of like there, and I didn't think they really added anything to the story, because when I read it the first time, from what I remembered, which was incorrect, I thought that it got a little bit difficult, like things were challenged for our main characters' relationships. And while there were some challenges, everything got resolved so quickly. So it was just kind of like, okay, that wasn't really a challenge. So I don't know. It's very like G-rated. It's very safe. So I would definitely recommend this for younger teenagers. However, this is a very, very good series in the way that it brings up some more difficult topics. So it does deal a lot with grief. Like, the whole series deals with grief. And we get it a lot, especially at the beginning of the third book. And it's really well done. I like the way that they discuss it. I like the way that the friends approach it. I like pretty much everything about the way that they handle that. And they also talk about class issues and political scandals. And so it's not all light and fluffy, but it has like substantial elements where I feel like younger people could learn something from them. And I think that's really important. So like I said, like, I would definitely recommend this to a younger person because I think a younger person could get a lot out of this. Overall, I think the series is wrapped up really well. I don't think there are any loose ends that we needed to tie up. I think it really did do a great job, and it did what it was supposed to do, and I'm happy with it. I thought that this reread was going to be a disaster because I was anticipating hating these books upon reread, because I was like, they are these little itty-bitty contemporary novels and there's like nothing to them, but I just love them. I love them so much, and I'm glad that that didn't change. I'm glad that I was able to end the reading month off with rereading my favorite series and having such a fun time with it. So that's all that I'm gonna say. That's everything for this vlog. Thank you for tuning in to this vlog. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I do post twice a week, and I have a lot of fun videos coming up that you're not going to want to miss out on. And until next time, bye readers!